The one shows astronomer Mark Thompson has been finding out about the astonishing amount, I know, of man-made junk that remains in perpetual orbit.
Seen a shooting star recently? Well, don't get too excited. There's a chance that it is nothing more than a lump of space junk burning up as it hurtles back down to Earth. Yes, after 53 years of space exploration, we fill the heavens with rubbish. Over 1 million pieces of man-made debris are now orbiting our planet, including this toolbox dropped during an American space mission in 2008.
Oh, great. We have a lost tool.
There's all manner of stuff up there. Everything from containers of astronaut solid waste to nuclear reactor cores and whole sections of Cold War rockets. In fact, there's so much space junk that it's starting to get dangerous. Last year, an abandoned Russian satellite collided with an American one, shattering it into 500 pieces. Simulated images from the European Space Agency show the amount of debris now orbiting Earth at speeds 100 times faster than a jet.
Well, the objects that are of particular concern are the ones that we can't track. Those are typically the size of 2 or 3 centimetres across, because they still have enough energy from the speed that they're travelling to completely destroy a spacecraft.
And I guess that's the real concern, is if they do hit another spacecraft or satellite.
Yes, exactly. So, for instance, golf ball size, this object we wouldn't be able to track, but would still pose a considerable risk to satellites and the space station, for example. It gets, even worse when we start to look at something the size of this very small ball bearing.
Yeah.
It's just a millimetre across. That would pose quite a significant risk to the space shuttle, for instance. Possibly even lead to a loss of the mission as they come through the atmosphere.
So this tiny ball bearing could actually destroy the space shuttle?
Yes, exactly. Perhaps of greater concern is that there are millions of objects that are that size on orbit at the moment.
With over 1,000 satellites orbiting Earth, there's potential for space to get very messy.
Eventually, what we could potentially see is that we have this runaway situation, which is commonly referred to as the Kessler syndrome. So in this particular simulation, we're looking at a satellite constellation. And,
so that's a group of satellites around the Earth, is it?
Exactly. We've simulated an explosion of one of the constellation members, and the remaining constellation members have to pass through the debris cloud. If another collision occurs, there's another cloud of debris, so that kind of doubles the chances of a similar collision happening again. So we start to see this chain reaction occurring. So now we see 4 clouds.
So 4 of those satellites have now been destroyed?
Yes.
And that's incredible. It's got to be really worrying, though, because ultimately that's got to have big impacts for us.
Well, I think if we don't tackle the space debris problem, then there's a real danger that we start to see satellite orbits that we can no longer use. And if we continue out into the future, maybe hundreds of years, then there's a real danger that access to space could be compromised.
Space junk can orbit for centuries, but every so often, some makes it back home.
Now, when a lump of metal crashed through the roof of a house in Hull, the RAF were called in to investigate.
It literally fell from the skies, Peter, and it landed on the roof of the Welton family.
Debris everywhere, and my granddaughter just found the big piece of metal.
The only way we could bring it down was to use oven gloves. Too hot to touch.
Although originally branded space junk, the MOD will now neither confirm nor deny what exactly landed on the Welton's roof last year. However, it is true to say that in 1 year, as much as 193,000 kilos of material could re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. Satellite operators are trying to make things safer by establishing a space traffic control system. In the meantime, what can be done to get rid of the debris? Scientists have proposed all sorts of schemes for cleaning up space, everything from a giant space sieve to an enormous balloon covered in glue which the junk will stick to. But for the time being, all we can do is monitor the clouds of debris orbiting our planet.
Mark's here. The fellow who suggested the giant space sieve, was he qualified?
I think he was drunk, probably. Must have been.
I mean, that'd be just my luck if a piece of old Sputnik landed on my roof one night.
I think there's something
Can't
like
be
a
that common.
50,000 to 1 chance that you get hit by a piece of space junk.
They will neither confirm nor deny whether that's the case. Yeah.
We've got a bit of space junk in the studio, actually. Oh, look, there it is.
Oh, look. What was that?
I mean, how much
On your shirts.
How much is out there?
There's something like 13,000 pieces of space junk that we can see that's about 10 centimetres or larger, but there's millions of pieces a lot smaller than that, with, you know, even pieces the size of a small ball bearing.
Yeah.
And any piece of that could very easily take out the space shuttle if it hit it in the right place.
Well, can't you fire it out into infinity? There's loads of room out there.
You could, absolutely.
It's infinite.
We're talking millions of pieces of material, so trying to do that's going to be a heck
Just
of a
get a
job.
massive magnet
Big,
and
huge
attract it.
magnet.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds daft, but it's no dafter than the giant space sieve, is it?
I think that's a good
like that
idea.
idea?
Who'd hold the sieve?
Oh dear, the questions.
Too many questions.
I know, exactly. We were talking about the International Space Station last week. You've an update for us on that.
Yes, I have.
What has been happening?
Well, the Endeavour space shuttle, I think, and we've got some footage of that, has been up to the International Space Station, and you can see a couple of astronauts, one of which is a British chap, unveiling the cupola portion of the space station, which is a kind of a lookout tower, a bit like double glazing, you know, just so they've got somewhere to view the Earth. And it's actually got some metal shields that protect the inhabited parts of the space station from meteor or from debris, from space junk, so it doesn't actually ruin
They're putting double glazing in.
They're putting double glazing in.
Basically, it is.
Yeah.
You see? It's interesting, that.
Okay,
Thank you, Mark. I'm fascinated when you
indeed.
come in. I love listening to Mark.
Sleep easy tonight. It probably won't land on your roof, but there is a lot out there.
The Pet Shop Boys are completely...
Worried. Is that why you've got your hat on? Is that shielding as well?
Oh, dear.